Greek freak in Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't hold back his comments this time. Giannis weighed in on Noah Lyles' comments addressing the NBA as world champions during an interview with 48 Minutes podcast. Quote, I want to back him up so bad. You know, he received so much backlash for saying the obvious. I don't think in any other sport you are called world champions. All right, so Stephen A., we've discussed this before on the show. Would you be interested in a Team USA versus an international NBA All-Star team in the All-Star game?
Yes, I would. I would love that. I would love that, particularly an All-Star game, because you're talking about an exhibition. You're talking about exhibition kind of competition, and I don't mind that at all. I think it would make the All-Star game very, very compelling, because I think all NBA players have done a disservice to NBA All-Star, the All-Star Sundays, because the game, you're not playing any defense. It's like a glorified layup line, for crying out loud, and I just don't think that it's been great, at least over the last couple of years or so. That's just my personal opinion. And don't get me started with the slam dunk contest. I think I've called for a national boycott of it, crying out loud, and I think that you should go from city to city throughout neighborhoods in New York, throughout the country, and find some of the best, have an NBA All-Star sponsor one of the teams. Yep. In other words, they don't have to actually participate in the slam dunk contest, but what they have to participate in is just cheering them on and coaching them, that kind of thing, and doing it that way. I think something like that would happen. But in terms of Giannis and what he had to say, here's what I love about it. He's basically frowning to some degree on this notion that America has that every time they win, it's a world championship. They're like, wait a minute, there's some of us that are better than y'all. And I love that. I love that bravado on his part. He's a former league MVP. He's a former champion as well. He's a champion as well. You take all of that into consideration. I like the fact that him and Jokic and Luka and others are there doing their thing. And Embiid, let's not forget the reigning league MVP, Embiid. They're out there putting the NBA American players on notice. We think we're better than y'all now. We think we got something to say about that, and I like it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Let him say what I did not like when he said he wasn't sure if he was going to re-sign the Bucks if they're committed to winning. That bothered me. The Bucks have done everything in their power. Middleton, given a big contract, Lopez, everything else. That I didn't like about re-signing, but I have no problem with that comment. And Steve's 1,000% right about the All-Star game. Anything would be better than the thing they're giving to us now. The game is unwatchable. Yeah. Anything that they would come up with to make it a little bit more entertaining and put a little bit more of a competitive aspect to it, I'm all for. So if they wanted to go world against the NBA for the weekend at the All-Star game, all for it. They have to do something about the event.
I agree with you, but my only issue is, how do you do that? Because a lot of the players in the NBA are international. So then are they playing on the international team, or are they playing on Team USA?
You got to let them play on the international team. That's an excellent point.
Right?
But you have to let them play.
Embiid.
If you don't do it that way,
Giannis.
the game is not going to be competitive. If the game is just about the players who are in Europe right now, the game's going to be you have to put the All-Stars who are from Europe.
I guess, and that also creates intrigue with the U.S. So say there's U.S. fans that aren't familiar with the international players that aren't in the NBA. There will be some NBA players on the international team as well.
So you can have a mixture.
So I like it.
It's a good idea. The NBA needs to do something about it. And Steve also, he's on today, good job with the slam dunk, because that would be something different. Go to all the places in the country, parks, and get the kids out there who have these great dunks.
Think about this.
It's a good idea.
Think about it. The slam dunk champion was a G leaguer. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. I'm telling you right now, somebody that grew up in the streets of Hollis, Queens, that used to travel all over the city, Staten Island, Brooklyn, you got West 4th Street, 135th in Harlem, obviously Rutgers, and all of these places. You can go to L.A., you can go to Chicago, you can go to New York, you go to any city in America, and you will find phenomenal slam dunkers. And you're talking about folks out here doing Lord knows what for a few dollars in their pocket. What about the winner gets $1 million? What about second place gets $500,000? What about third place gets $100,000? You understand what that could do, how life-changing and life-altering that could be? You could sit up there and you can put these guys on that stage, all right, and make sure that the NBA are participants in all of this in terms of finding the top 10 guys to participate in the slam dunk contest to send upon All-Star Weekend. That would elevate the profile of basketball even more.
Have a sectional tournament where you got to advance and then you take the top 7 or 8 guys and you put them at the NBA All-Star Game. That's an excellent idea. I'm bored with that slam dunk contest too. He's 1,000%. He's on today. Yeah. He's 1,000% correct.
Difficult transition here, but important issue. Houston Rockets guard Kevin Porter Jr. allegedly attacked his girlfriend and former WNBA player Kyrce Gondrezick at a New York City hotel that left her with a fractured neck vertebrae and a cut above her right eye. Prosecutors revealed at his arraignment Tuesday. Prosecutors said he didn't stop until Kyrce ran out into the hallway covered in blood. Porter, 23, pleaded not guilty to the felony assault and strangulation charges. The Rockets on Monday said in a statement that they were in the process of gathering information and had no further comment. Yeah, he belongs in jail. Stephen A., what's your reaction?
He belongs in jail. You know, unless we find evidence that she did it to herself, which obviously we don't believe is the case. He did this. And, you know, listen, we've been preaching about this for years. You do not put your hands on a woman, period. And the fact that he did this, it appears he did this. Obviously, she comes out to the hallway. She's covered in blood. She's got a fractured neck and what have you. Nobody's going to believe she did that to herself. He should be thrown off the team immediately, okay? Banned from the NBA immediately and in jail. And in jail until further notice. I mean, you can't do something like that. And if you're the NBA or you're the Houston Rockets, I think what's important to point out is this. Okay, you have to investigate the matter, whatever. But I would say this to you. Now, this is a bit more extreme. But if you remember when Aaron Hernandez was indicted on the murder charge, and obviously this is not murder, but it still is very, very egregious. When he was indicted on the murder charge, first thing we saw was a statement from the New England Patriots. This man is no longer a member of this team.
Yeah.
Period. The second he was indicted, he is no longer a member of this team. And so there's certain things that transpire where it's just clear that you can't be a part of this organization and you can't be a part of our brand as long as this is out there. Now, if further investigation shows that you're innocent by some miracle, okay, then that would be different. But by all accounts, it appears he is incredibly guilty of what he is being accused of. And if there's a shred of guilt that you can attach to him, which we obviously can because of the reports and what was allegedly seen by witnesses in terms of her coming out in the hallway and stuff, there's no way around that. You can't have him as a member of the team or a member of the NBA.
Look what the Dodgers did with Urias. Yeah. The pitcher. He got, 2 weeks ago at that soccer game, he got arrested, $50,000 bail. Yeah. The Dodgers removed all his stuff, and he's a big pitcher. He's a big player. Yeah. They removed all his stuff from the locker, in his locker at Dodger Stadium, no longer on the team. Rockets probably should do the same thing. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, zero tolerance. All right, we will leave it there. Thanks for watching. Be sure to watch First Take Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. on ESPN. Be sure to check out more exclusive First Take debates right here on YouTube.